baby bubble, those first precious few weeks at home with a newborn. For parents, it's a time of worry and wonder.
Beautiful little face.
Discovery, despair.
Oh my gosh, this is not for me.
That's so nerve-wracking.
Excitement and exhaustion.
We've had about an hour's sleep.
Tears and tantrums.
This is annoying me already.
Oh, your daddy is well grumpy.
For all families, the first few weeks will test their patience, their relationships, and maybe even their sanity.
It all feels really real now.
Really looking forward to it, but myself a little.
It's the first 24 hours in the baby bubble that can be the hardest. 33-year-old police worker Catherine and 37-year-old chef Richard wanted a picture-perfect birth.
I remember saying, like, oh, I'm going to be one of those mums that just, like, goes out, goes for coffee, you know, takes Instagram photos. What the hell was I thinking, seriously?
So far, it's been nothing like the fairy tale she'd been hoping for. Catherine's 60-hour labour was more like a nightmare.
It's been quite an experience and not one that I want to repeat anytime soon.
I don't think I ever thought it was going to be quite this hard. I thought I would just, like, take everything in my stride.
Eventually, Catherine delivered a healthy baby girl, Sienna. After 5 days recovering in hospital, she's finally home. But their first night together as a family didn't go entirely to plan.
Last night was an experience. I would say she probably woke up, like, about 10 times. And she was, like, feeding constantly as well, feeding, falling asleep, you know, winding back in. And then, like, you know, she was doing some, like, massive poo explosions as well. So, like, Rich was, like, changing her in between and stuff. And, like, when you're in hospital, all I could think about every day was, like, I just can't wait to be back in my own bed. But all it was me being back in my own bed, not being able to sleep in it. It's hard, like, it is hard. My boobs are raw, basically. They're really, really painful. And, like, it's uncomfortable for me, like, beyond uncomfortable when she's feeding now.
Bringing the baby home is probably one of the biggest experience of a person's life. All of a sudden, you feel incredibly isolated and abandoned and on your own, and you're not sure if you're doing it properly. How do you know? You've never done it before. The first 2 weeks of the baby moon is about having that time to settle and to start getting to know the baby, to start understanding the baby's needs, the cries, which cry means what. So it's a very, very crucial time.
She looks like a little tortoise. Oh my gosh, that's definitely your frown, that is.
It's the moment you realise you're solely responsible for a person's life.
I'm not going to pretend to be Supermum because I don't think anyone is Supermum in the first fortnight. I don't think anyone's ever going to be Supermum. I just don't see the point of trying to have, like, an immaculate house and perfectly made up face. I'm not here to do anything to look like anything. I'm just here to look after my girl, and that's all I need to do, and that's all I want to do. So that's it. This is her home now. She's here with me, with us, and it's like now I think it's starting to kind of, like, kick in that this is what kind of, like, finding out what new life in this house is going to be like now.
These first weeks are a period of adjustment for both baby and parents.
Oh, Squeaky McSqueak is waking up.
Morning.
But some couples are determined their lives won't change all that much. Coffee shop manager Ryan and civil servant Sarah are parents of newborn baby Holly. The pair are tucked away in their Newport home, shell-shocked and spellbound in equal measure.
Still kind of a state of disbelief, really, that she's here.
I just can't believe that she was in me.
Hey, Sarah!
Ever since becoming an item, they dreamt of starting a family.
We had the conversation of, do you want kids? Well, I want kids. Do you want kids? I want kids. Fine, I'm glad you want kids. Should we get kids together? Fantastic.
They're a bit like chalk and cheese. He enjoys playing in his band. She's into reading and walking. But their shared passion for travel really bound them together.
No. Come on.
And they both believe their busy way of life won't have to change just because they've had a baby.
People have said, well, you know, you can't do acting anymore. So I'm just going to have to try and find ways for me to still do acting and still do the theatre.
Yeah, well, you can't be in your band anymore.
I can't be...
So, why? Why does our lives have to stop?
Sarah, you can't see your friends and go out anymore. You can't do lunches. Why not? I know so many friends of mine that have said, oh, you know, life stops when you have a kid. Oh, you can't go out anymore. You can't do this anymore.
That's it now. No more travelling.
No more travelling.
That's what they say. Cause that's what we do as a couple. So if someone says no more travelling,
we might as well split up then.
Most importantly, they want to keep exploring the beautiful world out there with baby Holly in tow.
Words. All right, gorgeous. Want some food now, sweetie pie? I think you do. I think you do.
We've already talked about where we're going to take her on holiday. You know, we've already planned 3 trips already. We're not going to stop being the couple that we are.
no, we're just gonna.
She's just going to add to that.
She's just gonna add to it, yeah.
But already she's not quite fitting in with their plans. Holly's birth came 2 weeks ahead of schedule.
We weren't expecting Holly to be so tiny.
The midwife went, oh, she's small. She's like the size of a premature baby.
And we were literally like, oh, sugar.
We haven't got any clothes.
You know, what are we going to take her home in? In a way, it is like a miracle, you know. A very gruesome 22-hour miracle. Do you know what? The moment where she grabbed my finger for the first time and looked at me, that was the most beautiful moment. That's the moment where you know your life is never going to be the same again.
With newborn babies and the mother or the father, there is a thing we call a love loop. And what that is, when the baby and the mother or the father starts to really focus on each other, starts to kind of learn how to be together. And just having that one-to-one time with a baby helps the bonding, but also it releases some endorphins in the brain. Those endorphins then make you feel happier, they make you feel more positive, and it helps build on that love between the baby and the parent.
Holly. Holly, Holly, Holly.
For now, this happy couple are bonding with their baby in the bubble. Some couples have a very different introduction to family life. 1 in 9 babies born in Wales will need to be taken care of in a neonatal unit. And it's on one such ward that Mac and couple Sam and Rob are currently spending every waking moment.
Yeah, she is. Hello.
You just watch them all day, can't you?
Get her out.
Please get out.
Their triplets have now had 5 nights on the ward. They were delivered a full month before their due date.
Hey, baby girl.
At birth, each weighed under 5 pounds, and right after delivery, they were separated from Sam.
It was really hard because I was on a ward with other ladies who'd had their babies and they were by their bedside and you could hear them crying, you could hear them feeding them. So really emotional to be sort of in that environment and not have your babies with you, really. I remember feeling basically, I don't want to be here, I want to be with my babies. I couldn't see the girls for so long. It felt like a lifetime. They were born at 11:15 in the morning. I couldn't see them till 8 o'clock at night.
Is anyone else awake?
I don't know. I doubt it.
The triplets had to be kept under observation in intensive care, as there can be complications with babies born before their due dates.
The most obvious problem which premature babies may have from delivery onwards is with their lungs, the lungs not being adequately mature. So what you're trying to do really is buy them time to grow. Each baby will be constantly supervised and monitored, so you can see things like their heart rate, we can check that they're breathing, you can look at their oxygen levels and so on, and really keep a minute-by-minute view of what's going on and intervene as appropriate.
The 3 girls are all gaining weight, getting stronger, and have all come off life support.
They've made so much progress. We didn't expect them to be this well.
So early on.
So early on.
Oh, we can't wait to get them home.
Yeah,
can
I'm
we?
really looking forward to getting them home. And start our lives then with 3 baby girls.
Sam and Rob have now named their girls Flora, Alice and Ella. But naming a child can be something of a dilemma. Narrowing down the shortlist and reaching an agreement might test a relationship. Some relationships more than others.
Oh yeah, let's pull up the baby name, shall we? God, there's lots.
Yeah. It's hard though, see, there are loads of names.
Fritz, Vincent, Floyd. Floyd? No.
Zeppelin, maybe. Ridiculous.
Rudolph is in. Dougie.
Yeah.
Casper. It's just too ghostly. No, not for me.
44-year-old Tristan and 40-year-old Katie are a footloose and fancy-free couple who live in Cardiff.
We met at a scooter rally, and my first sighting was Katie walking across the campsite with a call box in one hand and, a sleeping bag in the other. I thought, oh, hello. Later that evening, after a few beers, we had our first kiss.
We were very subtly set up, I think. So, I had no idea that I was going to meet the love of my life on that weekend.
Oh.
The most popular names in the UK today are Oliver and Olivia, but Tristan and Katie are keeping all their options open.
Sylvester? What's this?
Sylvester McCoy, Doctor Who.
No! Sylvester the cat. But there you go, the actual number of names we've taken through to the next round is 68. That's better than 800.
Oh, right, OK. You've gone for some that I've given zeros to.
Yes. See the look.
Yeah.
The name game's doubly hard for this couple as they're expecting two.
How long is your list of girls' names,
Oh, let's go down. Have you added some to this as well?
I don't think.
We're looking at 526.
OK.
Oh, you have added a few.
I have added a few.
Scarlett, Roxy.
Yeah.
Roxy, cool. Leia's not even in there. Did you delete it?
No.
But it's not going through because you won't let it.
Definitely not going through.
And names aren't the only bone of contention.
Ever since going to see Star Wars in '77 as a 4-year-old kid, been hooked. It's become a bit of an obsession. I don't think a lot of people would put up with this in the front room, but she tolerates it. It's always been love me, love my Star Wars, love my scooters, and she does. I've been allowed to call them Luke and Leia while they're still inside, but...
With Tris being a huge Star Wars fan, that was quite important.
It's quite clear that that's not allowed once they come out into the real world. No. So at the end of the day, they're things. There's something I enjoy doing, but I can get by without, and but I don't think I'll get by without the kids. Oh, what's that? Look how blobby that is. You can still see a head and a body.
Yeah.
I always had that thought I'd love kids. Is it ever going to happen? Didn't think so 15 years ago. But now it is, and it's sort of basically brilliant, When I saw that on the monitor, it was like, ooh, thing 1 and thing 2. Really looking forward to it. But shitting myself a little.
It was about 10 weeks, and I'd had some minor complications, so they'd sent us in for an emergency scan. In the scan, the first thing they do is tell you that there's heartbeats, and she immediately said 2 heartbeats, so that was when we kind of had a bit of a jolt. But yeah, that's 2. And then ever since, it's been proven that there's definitely 2 little people in there.
Little people. Obviously we're no spring chickens, so I think to get, 2 children is perfect, and especially a little boy and a little girl is couldn't be better. Wonder if I could spray this onto my scooter.
Apparently, it is more common in ladies over 35, and I'm in that age bracket. I'm officially a geriatric mother-to-be, being over 35, and apparently it is more common.
The average age of mums is steadily increasing in the UK and now stands at 30.4 years old. Tristan and Katie's twins are now due in a couple of weeks' time, and the pair have been getting ready for the arrival.
We have made a few purchases.
They've got to be careful, as space in their city centre flat is at a premium.
We're not in the ideal accommodation. For another 2, it's going to get pretty cramped pretty quick. You know, is that where am I going to put this? I've filled the garage already.
Most parents will prepare and, you know, buggies and perhaps do the nursery out. But I mean, not everybody's got the money to do that or the space. And years ago, when up in the valleys when I was community midwife, and it was very poor up there, you know, babies would come home and go into drawers. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The baby just needs a space of its own.
When the babies come home, Tristan might have some tough decisions to make. May the force be with him.
I'm trying to stop, but it just won't. It's every time they bring a new one out, I think, shall I, shan't I? I'm an hour about it and then end up getting it, evidently. You know, people say you grow out of things. I don't think you have to.
With the arrival of a baby, many parents struggle to adjust and have to make sacrifices. Ryan, in Newport, is certainly finding it more challenging than expected.
I don't think I've ever spent so much time in one room. It drove me bonkers. Hi, Holly. You okay, sweetie pie? Hello.
Partly to keep himself occupied, he's capturing every stage of baby Holly's development on camera.
I read on the internet, apparently, if I poke my tongue out, then you might poke your tongue out too.
But don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Hello.
Babies don't really mimic until they're about a year old or perhaps a little bit older. But a lot of what babies will do, things like sticking their tongues out and opening their mouths, they will do anyway.
Oi, I'm by here.
But of course, whether they're doing it as mimicry or doing it because they're stimulated, it doesn't really matter.
It's my super little girl.
It's good bonding, it's good relationship building between the parent and the baby.
The fact that you're talking to the baby and you're communicating with the baby is the most important thing, and however you do that, it doesn't matter. As long as you're communicating with that baby somehow and early and often and not looking at your phone, that's the most important thing.
Holly is now 1 week old, and despite their friends' bleak predictions, Ryan and Sarah are managing to maintain standards.
But it has been a week.
It has been
a crazy week.
Yeah. A week which we've got very little sleep, but are actually doing really well.
Yeah.
A week where we've had hot meals. I didn't think that... People kept saying to me, oh, you'll never have a hot meal again. No, you're never going to cook again. I've done a roast this week. I've done 2 roasts and a stir-fry.
But Ryan is itching to break out of the bubble.
For me personally, it's been a very tough week because I've only left the house about 3 times and I'm going a bit stir-crazy. Because I'm always the kind of guy that's on the go. Doing this, doing that. Put it this way, I want to start taking her out and seeing places and seeing people and doing things.
Yeah.
He's decided to take Holly on her first big adventure.
We're about to enter a very big moment in our little girl's life. It is her first trip outside. How you feeling, Mum?
Bit nervous.
We're going to throw life at her. Like, I want her to experience everything she possibly can. And just open her eyes to how such an amazing, incredible world we live in. It doesn't stop at the boundary of Newport.
With a newborn, even a gentle stroll can seem fraught with hazard.
Going out of the house after being in the house for so long, yeah, leaving that security was terrifying.
Yeah, we're good.
And like crossing the roads with her for the first time. It's just stupid, like
Right,
small...
look 3 times. What?
There's
Both
there
ways?
are no cars. I'm like, well, just look.
Check.
Where do we cross by here now?
Good question.
Oh, there's an island.
We'll go to the island by there.
Now we're just going to cross a busy road. Look both ways.
Rumble, 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 rumble. For me, it was really important. I just didn't want Sarah or Holly to get into the routine of just eat, sleep, repeat, eat, sleep, repeat.
See a duck?
Is that a duck?
There's ducks.
Do you want to do the best for her as well? You want to do the best, like...
You want to be #1 mum?
Yeah.
For now, the outskirts of Newport will have to be adventure enough. Over in Ammanford, Catherine and Richard aren't ready to go anywhere just yet.
Oh no, here we go. Well done. Well done.
They're fully immersed in the bubble and are slowly getting into the swing of it, one nappy change at a time.
That first night was like a bit of a blur. Like I can't really fully remember what was going on. I just know that I just didn't sleep for like 48 hours and it was all just exhausting, and I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is not for me. I can't do this. I don't know what I'm doing. But then literally another 24 hours later, things just changed, didn't they? And then she suddenly slept for 4 hours and I was like, wow, you know, that's the longest sleep I've had in like 5 days. And we've established like a little routine between us as well. Like, you're Mr. Nappy Man and I'm Mrs. Boob Girl. And that's just how it works.
I was a bit shocked, to be honest. I was a bit like, oh my God, this amount of responsibility.
Yeah.
But you get used to it and you just do it and you know you have to look after them, so it just becomes normal.
But yeah, feeling a lot better a week in than I was this time last week, that's for sure.
Hello, baby. They're all gradually easing into the new routine. Sam and Rob from Macon are nowhere near that stage. Their girls are still under supervision in hospital, though now out of intensive care. The couple have been sleeping at home, but the hospital has just called and asked them to stay on the ward tonight.
So tonight we are rooming in at the hospital on the neonatal unit, and we have 1, 2, 3 babies staying the night with us. Let the sleepless nights begin.
They need to prove they can cope with the triplet workload, and this is a chance for a practice run with expert backup on hand. The girls also have a number of medical tests of their own still to pass.
So last night we spent our first night all together as a family in the bedroom on the neonatal unit, and we've had about an hour's sleep.
First night's the toughest night, I think, isn't it?
It was exhausting. It is hard.
We were expecting it maybe to be another week or so, didn't we?
Yeah.
But then, yeah, getting that phone call was like, oh, this is it now.
We can't wait for them to come home, but now it's actually happening. I think it's fear. You know, can we do this? Look after 3 babies. It all feels really real now.
Yeah.
We've got to be grown up now, haven't we?
I know.
It is going to change our lives forever.
Yeah.
The novice parents have to show they can manage a complicated feeding rota, all under the watchful eye of a nurse.
So Alice and Flora will now be on 60 mils, and Ella will be 37 mils. Yeah, all good. I think one more night in the bedroom and yeah, get into that routine.
Can only get easier than last night, can't it? Oh, it's a big yawn. It's a big one.
They're being taught how to be triplet parents.
Are we ready? It's a good girl. You're so clever. You're not even supposed to be born yet, and look, you're drinking from a big girl's bottle.
The thing is, Flora and Alice are on 4-hourly feeds, but then Ella's on a 3-hourly feed, so they're not in sync.
Come on.
Most parents can expect to have to feed their newborn around every 3 to 4 hours for the first weeks. Imagine that with triplets.
We're still learning, but we're getting there, aren't we?
All right, come on then, Alice. Ella, not Alice.
Uh-oh, it starts already.
It's the sleep deprivation.
Alice.
It's gruelling, repetitive and demanding work.
Oh dear. I think the size of them for me was like, oh, am I going to be okay touching them? Can I hold them?
Yeah. When we were feeding them, they were sat on our lap and you think, oh my gosh, I'm really responsible for this. And winding them, I think we were the most gentle winders in the world. And the nurses were like, oh, you've got to be a bit more firm than that.
Can you bring your wind up?
Oh, that was a good one.
There we go, that's a good girl.
The girls themselves certainly don't seem unhappy about formula feeding.
It's special formula for prem babies. I'm not making enough milk for them. I'm broken. It was never going to be a viable option for 3 babies. Some women manage to do it, but not me. That's okay. You still grow up big and strong, won't you? Got such a small baby.
It's all finished? Oh no, it's not.
How are they feeding?
All right, yeah. She's not got much left. She's slowing down a bit now, but she's all right. She's finished, isn't she?
Yeah, she finished about 10 minutes, I think.
Oh, brilliant. Got a little Valentine's present off the Triplets.
Don't make me cry now.
So to Mummy and Daddy, happy Valentine's Day. We love you both very much. Lots of love, Flora, Alice and Ella.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
thanks, Holly.
All right, no problem.
It's all finished.
Ella's finished it. Look, she's a big girl.
It's a steep learning curve, but Sam and Rob are feeling ready to bring their babies home.
You're ready to come home, aren't you? You're ready to come home?
And for Tristan and Katie, the big day has finally arrived.
Right, hello. So we're just about to leave to go to hospital to have the delivery of our little twins. My gorgeous wife is nice and ready. Excited, but a bit apprehensive. Don't know what's, obviously never done this before, but yeah, it's gonna be fun, and I'm sure we can deal with it all.
Katie is booked in for a caesarean, which is very common with twin births.
Here we are. All dressed up, ready for the off.
Everybody says try not to overthink it in advance because you get yourself into a tiz which is not helpful or healthy.
This thing's been happening for billions of years, and I don't think we're going to come across something we can't deal with.
Let's hope not. But we're next, apparently, and the babies are definitely making themselves known. We've had time to think about it and prepare, and can't wait to meet them.
Right. It's not long now.
I think she's still going.
Yes, she is. Babes, this is just unbelievable. Oh, God, it's still coming out! How? How are you doing this?
Adventure junkies Ryan and Sarah had always hoped to simply slot a baby into their busy lives.
Well done, gorgeous, well done.
And sure enough, just 2 weeks after Holly's birth, they're off to London.
We wanted to see this musical. We wanted to see it for 3 years.
We tried to see it when we were in New York. We tried to get tickets, couldn't get tickets.
It was just sold out every day. So that's why we're biting the bullet today and leaving our 2-week-old.
Hello.
Hello, little Holly.
Ryan's mum, Julie, knows all about raising children, having brought up 2 of her own. Despite that, Ryan's convinced she needs a crash course in baby minding.
Right, so that is the Royal Gwent Hospital's birth centre number. If there's any concern about her health.
Nappies, you'll be able to tell when she's done a wee. So at the moment, the line's yellow.
Yellow.
Oh, right,
when she's weed or pooed, it turns blue.
Got bibs.
Right, yeah.
Just a
hand.
bib, and there's another bib, and there's bibs everywhere. Have lots of bibs handy.
It
right,
does, yeah.
Yeah.
So
right.
Pop that on there.
Right.
Now, this is quite hot right now because, of course, it's just been done. So pop that in there, turn it to 3. You can just grab it and go.
Right.
Pop straight in, go for the next one.
With plans in place, they're set for the big handover.
If you feed her now.
Right, okay.
I think it'll make the handover quicker and easier because she might want to stay on.
A lot of mums don't want to give their baby up, thank you very much. They just had this baby and nobody's going to hold it for at least a day because I've got it now and I want it. So some mums are a little bit unwilling to give the baby up. But I think within the first 6 weeks, you should have at least have gone on a date with your partner and left the baby for the evening with somebody that you trust, just to get back to normal.
Honey, let me put it.
You got to wrestle with her. She tends to like put her hands in her mouth, so you got to try and shove the bottle in.
Yeah, that's better.
There we go.
That's better. Yeah.
Right then.
Bye.
Bye bye. Have a good time.
We promise not to cry all the way to London.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
let's go. Right.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Have a good time. Take care.
I think because she's fed, I think that was the key. I think because I knew she was hungry, giving her to your mum to like feed her and calm her. And then when I saw that she was asleep and she was fine, I was like, right, okay, I can leave it.
Okay.
Oh, it's still so nerve-wracking, but
it's okay. It'll be worth it.
Okay.
I think it's sort of taken them a lot of soul searching to think, oh, shall we go? But hopefully once they're there, they'll relax and enjoy it. And I'm sure I'll be getting some texts and phone calls. And
Tristan and Katie are trying their best to relax into home life with their twins. While Katie's recovering, he's been thrown into the deep end, looking after newly named Louis and Roxanne.
Come on, Roxy. Come on. Oh. Like a little baby conveyor belt, out she comes. There you go. Eyes open, wide awake. Katie is upstairs having her little respite. It's easier said than done, but we do try and get one of us to take on 2 feeds so the other one can have that time to sleep. I think it's averaging my shift I can get probably 3 hours. We are tired. We are feeding off adrenaline, I suppose, for a little bit. So he's a little angel to change feed, whereas this is the one, she's a bit more temperamental, as you can see. But yeah, very happy with both. They're absolutely gorgeous. Let's have a look.
The couple are wiped out, but the caesarean birth all went very smoothly, and Tristan stepped up when needed.
In the delivery room, it was quite nice because I was holding Katie's hand and I cut the cord. Didn't think I would do that, but Katie volunteered me. Not what I expected. I've always expected it to be a nice brown or black tube because you only really see the dry end, but it's white. Big fat udon noodle. This is what got me through it. It's the Pocket Commando Dad Basic Training Book.
While recovering in hospital, it became clear that Louis would need some tests.
Coming home and just being able to do what we need for the kids, it's brilliant. Especially with the added complications when we weren't sure the full extent of Louis' problems. They've come back and said he's at the mild end of Down syndrome, which is, upsetting, but, won't make any difference to me and Katie. It was more waiting for the tests to make sure that he didn't have the serious implications, any heart conditions, any breathing or circulation issues, which they've all come back fine, which as soon as that we were told that was, a great weight off your mind, and I think we both had a little cry. Obviously, Katie and I are older and the risk is higher. I didn't really look into it too much before because it's You know, it didn't concern me. They asked us if we wanted the test and we said no, because it wouldn't have changed anything. You know, it may have given us a bit more time to get used to the idea, but, you know, it's fine. You know, the only concern we've ever had is their well-being. It was difficult telling family, and we haven't yet told friends, but we will. And it's one of those things, do we wait to see them face to face and just tell them? You know, mention it as calmly and just bring it up in conversation. It's not, you almost make a deal out of it if you announce it. You know, if we phone people up especially to tell him that he's got Down syndrome, is making much more of a meal of it than I think it deserves, you know. Makes no difference, he's our little boy. You know, we don't know what the future's going to bring, but it's going to be bright, I tell you, with these little two. But here he is, little Louis. Or sometimes we call him Pooey Louis in the mornings. Beautiful little face.
In London, Ryan and Sarah are 7 hours into their first day away from baby Holly. They've decided to check on things at home by FaceTiming their 2-week-old daughter.
Hello.
Hello.
Turn your camera the other way around. She's upside down. There she is. Hi, gorgeous. Oh no. Oh. This is not filling me with lots of hope.
No, I don't think we should have done that.
We shouldn't have done that.
We should have just spoken to your mum.
We're at Westminster Cathedral and we've had a bit of an episode about worrying about Holly. This is like the silliest thing I think we've ever done. We shouldn't have left so soon. We're just stressing and worrying so much. We know she's fine, we know she's okay, but we're so worried.
Back in Ammanford, Catherine and Richard are also planning a trip, but they're taking their baby with them.
Come on in. Let's go, let's go.
They've spent a full 2 weeks locked in their baby bubble, and cabin fever has set in. To relieve the pressure, they're going on their first family outing. But they're discovering that just getting out the front door with a baby is a bit like organising an expedition.
Got everything now, Rich, haven't I?
I don't know.
I've got her jacket, got money, got all her nappies and everything. A couple of changes of clothes just in case we have a post-loading.
It seems sleep deprivation can make you a bit forgetful.
I hope I turn my straighteners off. What? I hope I turn my straighteners off.
Are you serious? Are you really serious?
I can't remember turning them off, but it doesn't mean I didn't turn them off.
Really?
And tetchy.
I can't see.
Keep going, keep going, keep
I
going,
can't
keep
see.
going, keep going. Stop.
Stop.
And then straighten up a bit.
Oh, flipping heck, Cat. This is annoying me already.
Well, Rich, it's your silly fault, babe, because I did tell you just to park in that car park.
You said to park down here.
No, yeah, I said park in that space that we were going to park in the first place.
Jeez.
Hurrah. Oh, your daddy is well grumpy.
The couple have come to one of their favourite places, Oxwich Bay.
Ah. Ah. I feel all romantic. Oh, it looks so pretty. It looks so pretty, look. You're going to be on this beach one day, playing in the sand when Mummy and Daddy were walking.
This beach holds special memories for Catherine and Rich. They got married on this very spot a couple of years ago.
It's been a long time since the wedding, but at the same time, like, it doesn't feel that long now that I'm actually sat here. You know, it could have been like 2 weeks ago. Literally, I remember everything. I was a bit drunk, but I do remember everything. And it's like, when you think back to that and then think back to where we are now, everything's changed since we were like running down this beach all carefree.
It seems Catherine is coming to terms with the reality of being a parent.
Beforehand, you know, you have these kind of like ideas of what it's going to be like to be a mother. You know, I just thought like every day, you know, I'd just be like playing with her, it'd be nice, and then we'd just go out for like walks in the pram and go for coffee and, you know, go out for lunch and just have nice Instagram photos of how perfect everything is. And oh my God, like it's just nothing like that. It's absolutely could not be further from the truth. Before, I used to have those kind of showers that you spend like about 45 minutes in there and do everything from top to toe and come out and do my nails and everything. Now I'm like 10 minutes in and out.
I think I managed to play like a couple of hours of Xbox, but that's about it really. I don't really care about it anymore, to be honest.
Goodbye to the old life. No longer is that steady just going to be for me. Putting my feet up, chilling out, watching, you know, The Only Way is Essex. Although I still do watch that. And, you know, it was just that kind of like feeling of just, this is it. This is our new life, her new home. This isn't just our home anymore. This is her home now. And yeah, it's a really nice feeling actually. You know, I just feel as if like there's a new part of me now.
After a challenging birth and a slightly bumpy start, Catherine and Richard are learning to really enjoy their new roles.
So, cheers, babe. Woohoo!
Cheers.
All right, babes. Lunchtime for you as well, innit?
In Newport, it's somewhere around 2 a.m, and following a disastrous trip to London, new parents Ryan and Sarah are safely home.
It's cold out there.
They're desperate to be reunited with their baby girl.
Hello. There she is. That's asleep.
I kind of want to just hold her.
You want to hold her.
Are you gorgeous? How you doing?
You want to go to Mummy? You want to go to
Nice
Mummy?
and hot.
Hello.
I suppose now it's kind of silly in a way. You kind of look back on it and go,
yeah, why were
we so worried?
So
and why
stressed,
are we
so stressed, but we didn't. I know we didn't need to be, but I think we just worked ourselves up, didn't we?
Worked ourselves up.
So,
and then we had that FaceTime,
which we
shouldn't have done. We should not have done that. I'm just so tired. I'm glad to be back. I'm just so glad I go to bed. I say go to bed. It depends if this one's going to let me go to bed and let me have some sleep.
True.
Hi there, Louis. Dinner time.
Over in Cardiff, Tristan and Katie are trying to find a routine with their twins, Roxanne and Louis.
So that's it. The peacefulness of this feed.
Just a brief bit of peace and quiet.
Despite having 2 babies to contend with, they're working really well as a team.
What do you want me to do?
I'm still really focused on just getting through day by day, week by week, month by month at the moment. One day we'll master the art of bathing on our own, but not yet.
Right then, Louis. It's time for you to go swimming.
One thing that we are having to consider is naturally the fact that Louis has Down syndrome, so there's different options for him. He should lead a mostly mainstream life.
Bless you.
That's definitely something that's on my mind a lot, is, you know, making sure that he has the same opportunities as Roxanne does. Does he need a bit of Sudocrem in his neck? He's a bit rashy.
He's okay.
Yeah?
He's okay.
And he's got to have his face and neck.
I did it with the bathwater, it's fine. He'll be all right.
You're supposed to use sterile water.
He's just okay. He's okay,
Tristan.
Katie.
I'm not very happy that Tris has done his face with bath water.
I did
Was it
his
before or
face.
after he'd been in it?
He was in it. I watched him while he was in it. It's fine, Katie.
Did you do his eyes while he was in the bath?
No, I didn't do his eyes at all.
Ah, so we still need to do his eyes.
He's a funny little fella. But yeah, I mean, you know, because I You know, at the beginning I did spend a bit more time with him, so, you know, I sort of see quirks and like the quirks.
Yeah, I think the main thing for me is that I want to make sure that he is happy, and he's mainly quite easy to please, but I think as his body develops, we'll see it might be more frustrating for him, and that's something that makes me cry, as you can see, because I want him to be just as happy as she is, and if he can't tell us that he's not happy, then that's quite difficult. And I think I have a more emotional view on both of them, and, you know, making sure that they are content and feel loved and secure and that kind of thing. So obviously I spend all day with them, and I gave birth to them, so there's naturally that kind of maternal bond with both of them, and making sure that they're happy. Every day there's a challenge. Every day I'm close to tears, and I'm not. You know, you think, oh, Tristan says, why are you still crying? Like, well, you know, very tired all the time makes life a little bit more challenging. Tristan, what do you think of your stormtrooper daughter?
She's good. Don't let those prisoners escape, or Louis will have trouble, eh?
At the Royal Gwent Hospital, it's a momentous day for Sam and Rob.
Yeah.
So have you got plenty of people in to help?
The grandparents are on, they can't wait because they haven't been able to see them very much in here.
Yeah, okay, so we just need to get all the final bits and bobs done.
Okay.
And we'll get you home today. All right.
Thank you.
Good luck, because this is where the fun starts.
I know. We'll be coming back in a few hours now. We're knocking on the door.
Yeah. You'll be fine. You will. You won't get any sleep, but you'll be fine.
No, yeah, they'll be fine. We won't be.
They're about to begin their new life as a family. The triplets are heading home a full 3 weeks ahead of schedule.
Good girl. Good girl. Nowhere near enough prepared, but I don't think you can ever be prepared for even bringing one baby home, let alone 3. We'd obviously not had a chance to practice because we didn't have a baby. We didn't know how to use the car seats or the pram, so it was a lot of fumbling trying to fasten them into these things. But we were just desperate to go home. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Right. Yeah, oh, I'll get the door.
I was conscious of time and thinking, yeah, we've got to get these babies home, it's getting later.
Oh, it's going to be cold, girls.
But yeah, it was exciting getting them home.
Until now, they've had experts guiding them at every stage.
I know, sweetheart.
But as of today, these 3 fragile lives will be solely their responsibility.
Rob, I can't do it.
OK, I'll sort it now.
They're soon running into their first challenge. 3 babies take up the entire back seat of a people carrier, making it hard to keep an eye on them all.
We didn't have mirrors in the car, and all 3 girls were in the back, rear facing, so we couldn't see them, and they were quite quiet, so it was really a really nervous drive home. Okay, my girlies. Is that all right?
After nearly 8 months in the womb and 2 weeks in hospital, Flora, Alice and Ella are finally home.
Come on. I was carrying Ella and I was just crying as I was walking up the path. Just relief again, I think.
Yeah,
you know, it feels like, you know, our new life can begin now, and this is our life with them.
And they feel like, oh, they're finally ours now, you know, there's no one else to share them with. They're ours now, they're home.
Yeah.